Welcome to Wesley Impact. This is a television program of Wesley Mission, where we share all that we do in our community services and our congregational life with you. Today and over the next few episodes, I'll be at Wesley Edward Eagar Centre here in Surry Hills in downtown Sydney. This is a crisis accommodation centre which has recently undergone a multi-million-dollar refurbishment and reopened to residents a little earlier this year. The centre first opened in the 1970s. Back then it was known as the Edward Eagar Lodge. It was pioneered by some remarkable leaders, including Noreen Towers and Alan Walker. It was an expression of the beating heart of Wesley Mission, to express in word and deed the radical, hospitable love of God. As with so many areas of our programs and ministries, the work grew and is now part of the fabric of the inner city community here at Surry Hills and the suburbs that surround. A little later today, I'll be speaking with the manager of our homeless services work, Rob Seaton. Rob oversees the centre as well as other areas of our work with people who are experiencing homelessness. We'll talk about the important role crisis accommodation plays in the extensive homelessness services we provide at Wesley Mission. After that, I'll share the first part of a two-part message series about the season of Christmas. Christmas is just around the corner. This is the season of Advent, and it's a season of waiting, of anticipation, of expectation. And I'll be exploring the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, and what we can learn from her about how we can wait. But first, we produced a two-part documentary looking at the work we do here at Wesley Edward Eagar Centre, and more importantly, the people who we work with. Let's take a look together now.
Edward Eagar accommodate people who need a place to sleep tonight.
It's good to do book. I've brought loads of books and we can do book swaps.
Crisis accommodation, when it's done well, can stand in the gap.
Wesley Mission decided to shut the building down for approximately 16 months. It was a complete entire strip down of the entire building, and we've gone from 76 beds that we're using communal showers and laundry services, and now we have 40 beds, all with en suites.
At Wesley, I am one of the welfare officers. That means that what we do basically is everything from working at the front desk to bringing people in and doing intake assessments with them, but then we also will do things like responding to incidents. We're also making sure that all of the rooms are clean and that we're providing like a welcoming face. I am fixing up the room for the next resident after one of our residents has moved out into permanent accommodation, making sure that all of the surfaces are sanitised, and making sure that the bed's all made up and the bathroom as well is also clean. We'll deep clean the room after every resident, so whenever someone moves out into housing or they're in place, we'll make sure that everything's clean and disinfected and refreshed for the next person. Usually we'll be preparing rooms maybe once a day, sometimes up to 3 times a day, depending on how quickly our clients move into their new accommodation. The reason that it's so important to make people feel welcomed is because so many people have been overlooked in their lives, and just making sure that we respect and see them as a person and making sure that they feel like listened and heard as opposed to just being a number. So at this point of the room clean, what we're doing is we're getting the towel and the welcome pack organised, which is just a little amenities pack, and then we leave a welcome card with our name just to make it more personal, and so that they have someone that they can come and talk to. It makes it easy for them to find a person to come and speak to, so they'll come in, they'll see the name's been signed off, they can recognise that there are actually people behind this and it's not just something that is desensitised and impersonal. It's just really exciting being able to come and talk to people, hear stories, maybe even just create a bit of a positive experience every day. It's a really positive place to be.
I've been living here just over 3 months. I was moving in between places, and then something happened with the trust that I was with, and they asked me to move out, and it was a big bill, and then I had to move to here. So, and that's how I ended up here. Wesley Mission, it's a great filter for those people that have done it hard and have slept on the concrete and all that sort of thing, and what life's got to throw at people, and the disabilities that they can end up with, they deserve to have a second chance in life, and I'm really, really happy to be one of those people. Just when I first walked in the room, it was like a hotel. Very luxurious room it is. It's a really great place. I was a premier apprentice jockey in Queensland, so I had a bad race fall, is what happened to me. I ended up on some medication. I could go on forever about my experiences that I've had in life. I'm not a real shy person and things like that, and I make friends really, really quickly, and to get to know the people, and now they're like family and all that sort of thing, all the staff. They love me to pieces. I'm part of the furniture. I'm sort of the longest person that's been living here, and I've seen this place change rooms and change people until they find me a place.
When I first started with Wesley, I was case manager. I worked my way up. My role now is to support the team. My calling, call it what you want, is I still love engaging with these guys.
John, do you know if I could get tickets to go and see the Sixers at the SCG, would you go?
I would.
All right, okay. Leave it with me.
I like talking to them, trying to find out what they need, helping them. So even though a lot of my work is hidden away now, I now deal with a lot more. I deal with housing. There's a lot more meetings I have to attend. This is the nitty-gritty kind of work that I've always enjoyed. Yeah, keep coming back to that as well. I can't help myself.
Oh, hi, Anna. I'm just checking to see that you're okay to do the shift on next Wednesday. I'm the Site and Operations Coordinator. So basically, I just look after everything inside and outside the building. We've got about 20 staff throughout the building, 17 to 18 staff at any given time, and they work across Edward Eagar Centre and plus also throughout the community. On any given day, we could have potentially 400 or 500 people walking through those doors. It could be contractors, it could be visitors, it could be the public, it could be residents, stakeholders, external caseworkers. It's just a continuation, opening, closing of the doors.
Hi there, just the room number, please. Cecil, hey, come on in.
You can't work in this environment if you don't keep it real. One, you won't survive, and two, it just doesn't work. So the team here are really quite extraordinary. They really are, they're amazing. They do incredible work.
Have you met Cecil before? I haven't met Cecil before. Apparently he's an old friend of the lodge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah?
You have to get ready from everything. Could be a crisis, could be ringing for, ringing an ambulance, ringing the police, whatever needs to be. You have to be. There's no guideline. There's no specifically job description on that afternoon. Whatever needs to be done, you just do that. With no boundary or with no any question is support what they have to address.
So I was just mentioning earlier that they need to go to St Vincent's. They're no longer going to be out, they're no longer going to be staying here. They're going back in for mental health.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning, yes.
Is it TA client or paid bed?
Paid bed, and one of the caseworkers please drive her.
What, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll put it on handover?
Yes. So I flagged it already, and we have to just give the social worker at Caritas a call when she's going as well.
We have the Caritas number?
Yes.
Is anyone coming for intake this afternoon?
Yes, so we've got one person coming in. Surry Hills referred them through. Basically, it just sounds like they've been rough sleeping for a while, and they've had an outreach team come by.
Okay.
But if you ever change your mind, well, I'm gonna leave it here behind. I love you, Edward Eagar, Lord. I love you with all my heart. I love you.
do that?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
All good.
Bye.
Thank you.
See ya. This is where we keep all our cleaning products. This storeroom services the entire building, internally and externally. Laundry detergents, not just for the commercial washing machine operations, but also levels 1 to 5. The residents have their own washing machine and dryers. This is like an automated system where it actually goes into the washing machine. We don't need to manhandle any cups or anything like that. It makes it really simple. Well, this is a particularly big order because this actually also services the kitchen as well. Because we're operational 24/7, we can come down here at 2 in the morning and do the laundry. So we've got the 2 dryers here, the 2 commercial washing machines. This tray here is basically for the dirty linen, and then we've got the folding table, which is over there. So the clean linen's here, and they get transported up onto levels 1 to 5. Each floor has a kitchenette. We also have an area with a nice lounge, and they can sit down and watch their television. On level 6, we've got an outdoor area for the residents to come to hang out. There's a smoking bay up here as well. It's got beautiful seating, it's got gardens. We've got our own herb garden, beautiful facilities all across the building. It's great for our staff to work in this environment. It's very welcoming, it's very warm, it's very fresh, it's new. It's providing the dignity to our residents that they absolutely deserve. You know, some love, attention, and to feel that they are valued and that they're really cared for. We genuinely care for them.
If you would like to learn more about Wesley Mission, visit wesleymission.org.au. You can find help in our community services, connect with our church and congregations, discover a volunteer role that suits you, stay up to date on the latest news and information, donate to support our work, and help make a positive difference in your community. You can also connect with us on social media and subscribe to receive the latest news and information about Wesley Mission directly into your inbox. Visit wesleymission.org.au.
Contact Wesley Mission if we can be of help to you or a loved one in any way. Our contact details are on the screen right now. I'm at Wesley Edward Eagar Centre today, and joining me is the manager of Wesley Mission's Homeless Services work, Rob Seaton. Rob, thanks so much for having us here today. Our Edward Eagar Centre is a crisis accommodation, but you oversee all that we do in terms of supporting those who are struggling with homelessness. Can you tell us a bit about the scope of our work?
Yeah, it's a big picture. Edward Eagar captivates a lot of that energy and attention, and it's
part of the beating heart of what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, and the truth is nearly everything that we do has grown out of this activity. So very much it's the heart of what we do. But on any given day, we're working here in the inner city and stretching our activities throughout all of the eastern suburbs, from Bondi down through St George and into the Sutherland Shire and National Park, and even a little bit beyond that, inner west, top end of southwest Sydney, a bit of western Sydney. We jump up to the central coast and then to the mid-north coast. Edward Eagar's at the pointy end. This is where we accommodate people who need a place to sleep tonight.
So how many people are we serving in a given year?
Last year we would have been working with 3,500 people, give or take. Tonight they will be accommodating 280 people and supporting 800.
What role does crisis accommodation play? How important is it?
It's critical. And if I can be honest, there's tension in this, because what we really want to be able to do is meet someone in any circumstance and resolve their homelessness that night and invest all our energy into helping them, as I said, maintain, sustain and thrive in a tenancy. Crisis accommodation, when it's done well, can stand in the gap. And look, our vision for this place really is to do that better than we've ever done it.
We've seen that this place has been transformed. I mean, it's a remarkable refurbishment. You've had guests come in, clients come in. What has been their response? Can you just speak to that?
The first day we stepped back in, a gentleman in a wheelchair wheeled up to me and asked if he could talk to me about a few things, and I thought I was going to hear some concerns or some disappointments about something that had happened in the transition back, and then he started to tear up and said, "I just want you to know that I never thought that I would step into a place that would look like this. Thank you."
Rob, you and I share Christian faith. Working in homelessness, it's full of challenges, disappointments, wins, but losses as well. Not everything works out as we would like. What keeps you going? What motivates you?
There's a few things. There's no question that there are people who we encounter in homeless work that just touch your heart. And sometimes there's a genuine sense that without us, there might be nothing in this person's life. But also, from a faith perspective, there's a sense in which we're working with the people that would be grabbing the heart of Jesus too. With an understanding of the value that people staying here occupy in God's eyes, then, who am I to value them any less? So all of those things I would like to think contribute to helping me to see this work as just intrinsically valuable and a massive privilege.
Rob, thanks so much for sharing that. Your heart for the work that you do is something that really moves me, and I know those of us who'll be watching today. I'm so grateful for what you and your team do. I'll be back in just a moment.
For Sarah, Christmas morning will be like every other morning. Her family does not have enough money for the basics, such as food and electricity. Wesley Mission offers much needed support to help families like Sarah's, but without your help, we cannot help them. Your donation will provide much needed support and joy this Christmas. Please donate today.
I think people are amazing. We can turn dark to light. We can fly through storms. We can change worlds, but we can't always do it alone. If you need help, we could work together. Find out more at wesleymission.org.au. We are here for you.
My wife, Sue, loves Christmas. She loves everything about Christmas. The tree, the lights, the advent calendar, the food, the decorations, all of it. In fact, our Christmas tree was installed mid-November. Nativity sets from all around the world are on mantelpieces all around our home. But it's not Christmas yet. In fact, this season we're in is the season of Advent. It's a season of waiting, of expectation, of anticipation of the feast, the celebration that's ahead. The word Advent is derived from a Latin word which means the coming. This is a time where we wait for the coming of Jesus, where we wait for the Christ, the Messiah, the one we celebrate on Christmas Day. It's a time when we also anticipate where Jesus, who came once, will come again. Now, that first Christmas, Israel had been waiting for a Messiah, a Saviour, for hundreds of years to deliver them from Roman oppression. They were living under occupation. They'd lived under the Romans, they'd lived under the Greeks before that it was the Persians, before that it was the Babylonians. 400 years or more of occupation. You can understand the sense of anticipation and expectation, but also the desperation and disappointment that God hadn't yet sent the Messiah. And in Israel, there was a young woman, Mary. She was waiting with a sense of anticipation that was very different. She was waiting to be married. A young teenager, she was betrothed to her fiancé, Joseph. She was a peasant girl from a backwater province, a place that most people would have just travelled past. But we can learn from her and how she waited with a sense of expectation and anticipation. What we can do as we wait with anticipation and expectation, not just for Christmas, but for the new year that's beyond it. Now, Mary, as I said, she was engaged and she was waiting to be married, but as she was waiting, she had her world rudely interrupted by an angel. Let me read to you from Luke's Gospel. The angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favour with God. And now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you will name him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High. And the Lord God will give to him the throne of his ancestor David. He will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end." And so Mary waited. She hears this astonishing news. She waited with anticipation, expectation. She might have waited with a lot of nervousness as well. This was astonishing news. But above all else, she waited with faith. Mary's response to the angel's words, "I am the Lord's servant," Mary answered. "May your word to me be fulfilled." These are stunning words of faith. Remember, this young woman, whose world's been turned upside down. Now, she didn't doubt the angel's words. I mean, the opposite of faith isn't doubt, it's fear. And it has to be said, and as you would expect, Mary at first was greatly troubled by the angel's appearance. I think I would have been too. But the angel reassures her. The angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary. You've found favour with God." And so what is faith that enables us to overcome our fears? Well, faith is a gift. It's a gift from God. It's not just some emotion we work up within ourselves. It's a gift of God that he establishes in us. The angel's first words to Mary, "Greetings to you who are highly favoured. The Lord is with you." Faith is a gift, but more than a gift, it's a gift that's unwrapped. It's God's power activated. I love how Martin Luther King puts it. Faith takes the first step, even when it can't see the whole staircase. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen, the writer of Hebrews reminds us. Or as Corrie ten Boom puts it, faith is trusting an unknown future to a known God. I love that. And I don't know about you, but this last season there's been lots of uncertainty, lots of things that have interrupted and disrupted and frustrated and annoyed us and caused us anxiety. But we can trust an unknown future to a known God, as Mary did. Faith is trusting our next step to the faithfulness of God. Fatalism, well, that says what will be, will be. But faith says what God says will be. Now, the angel reassured Mary, and these are words of reassurance for us as well. For no word from God will ever fail. When God makes a promise, he keeps it. God is a promise maker and God is a promise keeper. The scriptures tell us, the Apostle Paul, no matter how many promises God has made, they are yes in Jesus Christ. And so, Mary waited with faith as the angel came to her with this astonishing news that she would give birth to the Messiah that the whole nation of Israel, in fact, the whole world had been waiting for. She waited with faith. And so my prayer for you in this season is that you might wait with faith as well, that God might establish in you the gift of faith, but you might take the next step and unwrap that gift, activate that faith, and wait with anticipation and expectation for God to fulfill his promises to you as well. Mary waited with faith, but she also waited with joy. And next week, I'll unpack exactly what that means.
At Wesley Mission, we see kindness change kids' worlds. You can find out more at wesleymission.org.au. We are here for you.
Thanks for being a part of the program today. I always look forward to spending this time with you. Please do join me again next week when I'll share the second part of my Advent message and also speak with another member of the team here at Wesley Edward Eagar Centre, my really good friend Andy. Also, Wesley Mission will have a Christmas special on Channel 9 next week at 11 a.m, looking at the Christmas cheer we're spreading with young children through our Aunties and Uncles program. I love this program. More information about that is on our website and online. I hope you can tune in then. Now, if you have any questions about the Christian faith or anything that you've heard me say today, then please don't hesitate to be in touch. My contact details are on the screen now. I'd love to hear from you. Also, don't hesitate to be in touch if we can be of help to you or your loved ones in any way. No problem is too big or too small for God, and at Wesley Mission, we are here for you. Every blessing to you and to those that you love.
Wesley Mission walks alongside people of all ages struggling with homelessness, addictions, mental health issues and financial stress. To find out more, visit wesleymission.org.au.